Welcome to the Cosmic Wonders series. Today, we're diving deep into the universe's secret instruction manual. It might sound crazy, but it turns out that everything, and I mean everything, from the phone in your hand to the most distant star, follows just 4 basic rules. So let's go, unlock them. First, think about something super simple. What is it that's holding you in your chair right now? What stops you from just floating away? We take it for granted, but it's a fundamental question. And that's just the beginning. Okay, now let's zoom out, way out. What's powering that giant star at the center of our solar system? You know, the one that gives us all our light and heat? These 2 questions, one about you, one about the sun, seem like they're worlds apart, right? Well, the answer to both is surprisingly connected. That's it. 4. These 4 forces are the master architects of reality. They're the rules that govern the entire cosmic game, from the smallest particles to the largest galaxies. So, you ready? Let's meet the team. First up is the one you're probably most familiar with, because you're feeling it right now. Force number 1 is gravity. You can think of it as the universe's cosmic glue. So the textbook definition talks about attraction and mass, but let's picture it this way. Imagine space is a giant stretchy sheet like a trampoline. Now, if you put a heavy bowling ball, like the Earth, in the middle, what happens? It creates a dip, right? A curve in the fabric. That's exactly what mass does to space-time. And any smaller object, like a marble, that rolls by will get pulled into that curve. That pull, that's gravity. And the rules here are super simple to get your head around. The more massive something is, say a whole planet versus a basketball, the deeper the dent it makes, and the stronger its pull. But the farther you get from it, the weaker that pull becomes. It's why astronauts can float around in space, far enough away from Earth's strong grip. But here's the really wild thing about gravity. Out of all 4 forces, it is by far the weakest, and I mean weakest. Think about it. A tiny little fridge magnet can hold up a piece of paper against the gravitational pull of the entire Earth. And yet, because its reach is literally infinite, it's the force that sculpts our entire universe, holding massive galaxies together across billions of light years. Kind of mind-blowing, right? All right, so we've got the force holding galaxies together. Now let's talk about the force that's literally powering the device you're using to watch this. Say hello to force number 2, electromagnetism. It's the engine behind electricity, magnets, and even light itself. So if gravity is all about mass, electromagnetism is all about electrical charges, positives and negatives. This one force is responsible for pretty much all of modern technology, not to mention the chemistry that holds your own body together. The first rule is one you've definitely heard before. Opposites attract. A positive charge and a negative charge will always pull towards each other. This simple attraction is what allows negative electrons to orbit the positive center of an atom, forming the basis of, well, everything. And rule number 2 is just the flip side. Like charges repel. If you try to shove 2 positives together or 2 negatives, they'll push each other away. You can actually feel this if you've ever tried to force the same ends of 2 magnets together. That resistance you feel, that's electromagnetism at work. The effects of this force are absolutely everywhere. It's what's powering your TV, it's carried by the very light that lets you see. And, on a super tiny scale, it's what holds atoms together and allows all of chemistry to happen. Without it, there'd be no water, no air, no us. Okay, get ready because we're about to shrink. Way, way down. We're going inside the atom itself to a world where the last 2 forces are king. Welcome to the realm of the nuclear forces. So, think about what we just learned. Positive charges push each other apart. That leads to a pretty big puzzle. The center of an atom is packed with positive protons. So, why doesn't the whole thing just explode? The answer is our third hero, the strong nuclear force. It's like the universe's superglue, completely overpowering that repulsion to hold the atom's core together. And they call it the strong force for a reason. It is, hands down, the most powerful force we know of. But here's the catch. Its power only works over incredibly tiny distances. As soon as you move away from the atom's core, its influence just vanishes. It's a heavyweight champion, but only inside its own tiny boxing ring. And this brings us to our final and maybe the weirdest force of all, the weak nuclear force. This one isn't so much about pushing and pulling. It's more of a shapeshifter. It has this unique power to make one type of particle decay and transform into another. It's like a little magician living at the heart of matter. So what does this have to do with the sun? Well, here's the amazing part. Inside the super hot core of the sun, the weak force can actually flip one of the tiny quarks inside a neutron. That little flip turns the whole neutron into a proton. This reaction, happening over and over and over, is what we call nuclear fusion, and it releases a huge amount of energy. Yep, that's right. This weird, weak, shape-shifting force is the reason our sun shines. So there you have it. Gravity, electromagnetism, and the strong and weak nuclear forces. We've met all 4 players on the team. Now let's bring it all together and see how this cosmic recipe builds our entire universe. I mean, just look at this chart. It's wild. You've got the strong force, our #1 powerhouse. Then electromagnetism, still pretty beefy. But then, look at the weak force, 1,000,000 times weaker. And gravity? It's so unbelievably weak, the number of zeros is just staggering. And then you have their range. 2 are infinite and 2 are trapped inside an atom. This perfect, delicate balance is what allows our universe to exist. And just like that, we've come full circle. We started by asking what keeps you on the ground and what makes the sun shine. Now we know. It's gravity holding you here, and it's the weak and strong forces working together deep inside the sun. These 4 rules, in all their beautiful simplicity, create all the complexity we see around us. So I'll leave you with this to think about. How is it possible that just 4 fundamental rules can give rise to everything? Swirling galaxies, chemical reactions, life, and even our own minds asking these very questions. It's a pretty amazing reminder that sometimes the simplest recipes create the most magnificent results. Thank you for listening to this Cosmic Wonders episode.